Talk, real talk, good time, we don't never stop. Tell that talk. Pull up, tune in, let the truth get high. Current events on the front page, but I want your voice on the main stage. Politics, policy, and the price of bread. Still we find a way to fill our cups with bread. From barbershop logic to auntie wisdom, from block party joy to the whole damn rhythm. I ask the questions, you keep it plain. We turn champagne into shit game. If the world get heavy, we light it up. If the day feel cold, we warm it up. Say what you mean what you say. We can build, we can break, we can find a way. Tell that talk. We gon' talk it out, we gon' walk the talk. Tell that talk. Black community, let the whole room ride. Tell that talk. Real talk, good time, we don't never stop. Tell that talk. Pull up, tune in, let the truth get high. Bring it loud, bring it low. Bring your story to the road. Every seed got a voice in it. Every hurt got a choice in it. We can disagree and still stay close. Still break bread, still roast that post. Still love hard, still shine bright. Still keep it real when we talk all night. Tell that talk. We gon' talk it out, we gon' walk the talk. Tell that talk. Black community, let the whole room ride. Tell that talk. Real talk, good time, we don't ever stop. Tell that talk. Pull up, tune in, let the truth get high.
Yeah, I might.
New mic, new nights, new flame. L.Dot talk, say the name. From the news to the block to the kitchen table. We can laugh, get deep, keep it all stable. I bring the facts, you bring the truth. We talk that life from the grown-up youth. Black voices loud, black joy too. Black pain, black pride, black dreams come through. If the world get heavy, we light it up. If the day feel cold, we warm it up. Say what you mean what you say. We can build, we can break, we can find a way. Tell that talk. We gon' talk it out, we gon' walk the talk. Tell that talk. Black community, let the whole room rock. Tell that talk. Real talk, good time, we don't never stop. Tell that talk. Pull up, tune in, let the truth get high. Current events on the front page, but I want your voice on the main stage. Politics, policy, and the price of bread. Still we find a way to fill our cups with bread. From barbershop logic to auntie wisdom, from block party joy to the whole damn rhythm. I ask the questions, you keep it plain. We turn champagne.
Scott Free is going live. Let's go. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Say we can build, we can break, we can find a way. Tell that talk. We gon' talk it out, we gon' walk the talk. Tell that talk. Black community, let the whole room ride.
People, welcome. I'm sorry about that. I be bopping to my own shit. I appreciate you. Appreciate you guys. Welcome back to a brand new episode of the Scott Free Morning Show. I am your humble host, L.Dot Scott. Yes, that is me, people. I appreciate for my people showing up. Once again, people, for my people who showed up today. I'm not gonna hold you long. Got a little show we're gonna put together for you. Hopefully we see something. Let's see what kind of results we can produce today. But on today's episode, yes, I was inspired by this one white tea lady. She came out and said the quiet parts out loud. People, I don't know if you saw it. Matter of fact, let me pull it off the screen till they tell me it's okay to put it up here, because I know how these people are. They say the quiet parts out loud. She said what she said. I'm going to play what she said in a little bit. Do I got it in my list? Let me make sure I got it in my list before I be talking. Yes, I did. So I got it in my list of things that we're going to cover today. That's going to be the main topic, but I'm not going to stay on it for so long. I can't get so much juice out of that squeeze. But I do got other things that I want to talk about. First things up, if you were here yesterday, really good show yesterday. But if you were here yesterday, we did the top 10 conspiracy theories. It was so funny this morning as I'm compiling everything, putting everything together for today's show. Saw things that just further reiterates things that don't make sense about things. And I'm gonna just say this real quick and then I'm gonna move on. One of the conspiracy theories was about space and things like that. And another thing that doesn't make sense is that I saw this guy, I'm watching him. Do I got this in the list? I don't think I put that in there. But I got this one guy, he's out here with his camera. He has a Nikon 900 and a Nikon 1000. And he's zooming in to with lenses, filters to filter out all of the rays. And he's zooming into the sun where you can see spots on the sun. And one thing that he makes a very good point with it is that there should be no camera on planet Earth that can see 93 million miles away. Yeah, that's what they tell you the sun is. The sun is not 93 million miles away. But anyway, that's one, but there was another one. And it was one mother thing. Oh, the Mandela effect. Look, man, that whole Publishers Clearinghouse guy, Ed McMahon. That video of him on here denying that he works for Publishers Clearinghouse. People, I come from meager beginnings, to say the least. And I remember, especially my aunties and my mom and them, they were the ones out there trying to get into the Publishers Clearinghouse because they wanted Ed McMahon to show up to their door. Now, they ain't have a shot in hell because this wasn't gonna happen, but they was out there believing it too. And I know it because I was out there as a little kid hoping that I was gonna be, Ed McMahon gonna come to our door too, with Publishers Clearinghouse. But now he swept down, it ain't what the company he worked for. No, I don't know why they tell that lie, but I know that one ain't true. That one in the Chick-fil-A, y'all can miss me on that one. But anyways, I digress. And like I said, when you come on in, people, hit the like button, hit the share button. I appreciate you again for coming on in. We ain't gonna hold you too long. I want to talk about a few things else, but like I said, the main topic of the day, let me put it back on the screen. Let me put it back up here. Boop. There she go. The topic on the screen is going to be this young lady right here I can't show you on TikTok. You can't see it, but on YouTube you will. I'm ready to play her audio. Okay. Matter of fact, let's do one more story before we do it. Let's do one more. I know I'm holding you. I'm trying to get people time to come on and hit the share button. If you hit the share button, then we have no people on in here like I like to get it. So because I don't want to give them a false title. So this is what it is. I try to give them enough time. TikTok, if they send out the notification, YouTube damn sure don't send them out to the next day. But if they go send out the notification, you gotta give them enough time to come in. Otherwise, they be like, oh, we missed the whole purpose of clicking on the video. So I try to give them a little time, and hopefully I can hold my people because we got some other stuff that's very entertaining before we get there. Like one of these things, let me play this for you guys real quick. I want to play this one guy, but he cussing too much. I can't play him right now. But let me say this right here. So this guy, this is another thing that lets you know we don't live on what we think we live on. Do you know these people out here trying to sell sunlight to people who in the dark? I know you don't know that make no sense, but let me play it for you. You're gonna get it then. Hold up.
This, a company just got approval to control and sell sunlight to customers. The company is called Reflect Orbital, and let me show you their insane pitch.
You don't have to bring anything on a truck. You just hit a button and you can get some light from space. And it's not very expensive. It's a couple $1,000s an hour and that's about it. And you can use it for as long as you want. Each one of these little satellites is reflecting sunlight to a customer around the world. And I'm going to share a little bit more about who the
family. These people selling sunlight to the dog. I'm sorry, man. This is crazy. This is crazy. When I tell you, I say this all the time, and I mean this, and I don't mean this disrespectfully, but I truly do feel like sometimes the existence that we are told from history to religion puts governors all on our minds, the capabilities on what we think we can and can't accomplish. And I'll be honest with you, if you were a mighty great people once and someone took and gave you amnesia, cultural amnesia, because they gave you an erasure of your culture and they've been doing it for a very long time, if somebody wanted to do that so you don't understand your greatness, you ain't gonna produce. But when people do not have those barriers on them, do you see what they want to do? Like, come on. This is what this man is out here they selling sunlight. So that's why. Now, breaking news. It makes sense now. I'm gonna get into the comments in a minute. Breaking news. It makes sense now. Why them other countries out here, they're making suns, and I'm not playing. Look it up. People have, like, I think China was one of them, or some of them, or Japan, one of them. They built one, went up. I'm watching it. Ooh, just sunrise. This is one they done made. One over here, one over there, one over there. Like, I've seen two suns in the sky. Yeah, I know you've seen it. You wanna know why? Because they're making them too. I know I sound crazy, but I'm not. But I'm saying, by saying this, these people, you do know that, oh, well, look at it this way. This is why I said breaking news. I almost got sidetracked. So you got Bill Gates is out here trying to block out the sun. He's trying to get it done. They almost got it passed where he could literally block some of the sun to cool the rays. I wonder why they need to cool off the sun, but that's another story. But then at the same time, you put your own up. You know why? Because now we own the sun. Now, they already own the food. They removed all seeds. So you eating seedless this, seedless that, seedless this, seedless that. And then what you're gonna end up with is that somebody own that. See, I used to wonder, why did they take away the option of, why didn't they just keep it as, organic and just leave them alone and let people, up. Basically, because use the GMO crap as a lower selling point. They fool people into believing they're still being healthy, but still give people the option to eat fruit, real fruit. But they gonna say, nah, we taking that away too. Why are we taking that away? It makes sense now. Because I want to own all of it. See, if you have the option to still get seeds, eventually these people may wise up and want to just grow your own food, and then you cut into my profit. And I can't give you turbo seeds. It's puny your insides. I want to do all that at one time. Remember, the way these people think is an ecosystem. They get you coming in and get you going. So they don't care if you're alive or they're not alive. They don't care. But it makes sense. But these people out here selling the sun. I done heard it all when I heard that one. That one did it for me. But anyways, let's get into the main topic of the show. That's enough time. Let's go and get into it. Main topic of the show, you see it on the screen. This white lady, I don't know what provoked her to tell the truth. The whole truth and nothing but the truth. But she did it. So let's dive into what she said. Hold on one second.
So, hey, Boo, I just had a thought. One of the reasons white people hate black people is because we cannot tolerate black joy. We cannot tolerate black intelligence. We cannot tolerate black beauty. We cannot tolerate black confidence. We cannot tolerate black camaraderie. We cannot tolerate anything that frees a black person. There's a level of racism that I think hits differently for black people than it does for Asian people or Hispanic people or Middle Eastern people or Native Americans even.
Now she said it, I didn't.
Each one of those things that people think regarding other races are different with black people, I think. Because again, we don't like black people to be educated. We don't like them to be successful. We don't want black judges. We don't want anything for black people that doesn't directly affect and
Benefit.
entertain us.
Oh.
So we can have a black nanny. We can have a black house cleaner. We can have a black teacher. We can have a black coach. We can have black players.
We own
But
you.
only for the specific things that we feel comfortable with. I think about
Let me pause it right there. Let me. She may have something left to say. She may have some more ammunition in the tank, but I don't know. We'll see. We'll get there. Hit the like button. Shut a lot, people. I appreciate you for coming on in. Now listen. My real issue for playing this is because if you are a frequent visitor to the channel of the Scott Free Morning Show, you will know I say this all the time. They will project onto our culture a behavior of negativity, of thugging, of gangsters, of doing all the degeneracy that the world says if we just remove them, the world would be fine. That's what they project onto us. But yet and still, and tell you at the same time, pull yourself up and be a model sister. And then they say, it's not about race, it's about your degeneracy. It's the fact that you choose not to do better. It's the fact that you choose to just make excuses. This is what they say. And they say that and they use examples of the most degenerate versions of us and then highlight them all day long. This is what they say. But then I turn around all the time and I say this over and over and over again. Can someone please explain to me? I just did a show recently on this. Jaylen Brown, a model citizen. But he's too smart. He needs to go. It's not ironic. Boston, one of the most probably unfair places to black people in the country, especially outwardly, didn't want him there anymore. I said this to people. This is not about sports, so don't worry. I won't lose you. Just stay right here. You'd rather get rid of the black man who is a professor or scientist or something. The brother's highly educated. The brother cares about his community. The brother is about entrepreneurship. The brother is about being black, where they say black people should thrive to be. This is what Jaylen Brown is representing. And they said, nah, give me the man who just tore his Achilles tendon. We'd rather ride with him. That is why I say to people all the time, I don't pay no attention to people when they project on the worst of us. These people have a disdain for you. Did you not hear the lady? She told you, it ain't all about color. It ain't, we just like being white tea and I don't want none of you people. No, it's something specific about you. It's something direct about you. I don't like you. It's something about your nature I don't like. Not unless I say this all the time. Black folks don't make no money in this country unless you are a commodity for white tea people. That is how I'm there. The people who have outright done it outside of that, I am bravo to them. I study those people. People know, it's not ironic that every time a black man is independent of the system, he becomes public enemy. Number one. That's what they do to the man that's independent. Why? Just because I don't like it. I don't want you around me. I don't want to be through it. I don't want to see none of that. I say this about Shedeur Sanders. The boy, this is what, for women who do not understand sports, this is what you don't understand. When you have the quarterback has always been told he is the leader. He has had to lead he has to be a leader amongst men. The quarterback has to represent himself in all times as being that dude, that guy that goes out with confidence and can dominate the game. He's cool under the pressure. That's what they say a leader is. Shedeur Sanders embodied all of that and said your prayers. And they said, nah, something about that dude is just wrong. You know what it is? They don't like the best of us. Why do you think that when they said black people would put amazing albums together and give it to their record label and said this was gonna be a hit, they said, no, give me some degeneracy. Go back, give me that. Can someone please tell me why Sexy Red gets to make it onto TV? Why did that happen? How did we get here? What record label thought it was okay to put Wet Wop on an awards show for our black? Who said that? I will always bring it up. That is the most degrading shit to black women. Matter of fact, let me slow down. I give kudos to this black woman right here. Kudos to this black woman. Now, I am a staunch believer that I am not responsible for what every black person does, and you're not responsible for what I do, because nobody else's culture get held to that standard. But one thing I can definitively say, I like people who hold a higher standard for us than a lower one. Yes, can a woman wear a bonnet if she wants to in the street? That's her business. Ain't got nothing to do with me. But does she look crazy? Yep. In the airport she do. But this sister check these people. Listen.
What did she say?
I told her that she was too young to be wearing a big bonnet on her head like that in a grocery store. I asked her how old she was. She said she was 13. I asked her, why are you coming out here in public looking like that? And she said, I just took my braids down. I said, no excuse. I said, put a hat on. I said, that's how people stereotype you. And then I asked her, how old are you? She says 13. And I said, that makes it even.
Now, I'm going to pause that. She keeps going on from there. But what I want to say to that is this. I always say like this. When we see reckless men on the internet, L-Dot, I appreciate the fan club love. We're going to get back to that in a minute. Don't you sidetrack me today. I appreciate it. But I say this all the time. You're not going to get L-Dot to defend effery when it comes to males' behavior just because we got the same tools. So I'm not a man's man and I don't like girls. I can't stand that. I hold people accountable appropriately to the culture. And like you said, this woman said to her, and the reason why I don't check it is, for one, I'm not a woman, so you can't blame me for a woman wearing a bonnet on her head. She don't make me look bad. She make herself look bad. But this sister said, no, bitch, you ain't gonna make me look bad. So she got in her space and she checked her in that moment. That's where it starts. I always say this. If we tired of the way that men and women are acting in the dating world, it starts with your own behavior. Classic example. If men are in that red pill space talking that if she don't worship me and be docile and I'm gonna be able to, with love, chop her in the throat. That's how they be acting. They don't supposed to get no, then these women is not, they just throw them over the trash. If as you can see, picking on brothers like that sounds crazy. Obviously, brother, you have never dealt with a black woman in your life. None of that is happening if she's a real black woman, I promise you. You can get someone from somewhere else that may need a green card, but a black American woman says, oh no, who the fuck you, what? Excuse me, I gotta do that right there to myself. But it starts with us. So then in turn, when I hear a sister got a problem with a brother going overboard like that, she knows that it ain't all brothers, because them brothers out there checking them the same way. I need that for sisters. This girls, I'm gonna defend your fuckery regardless just because you got a twat too that makes no sense to me. This woman said, I'm tired of women making me look like this. Bravo. That's what I say. This makes sense to me. But back to the subject at hand. To me, I've been preaching on this platform about these folks. People don't realize, thank you very much, Dan Natural, I appreciate that. People don't understand though. This woman ain't saying nothing that already should be just like common sense to black people. And I want to slow it down because I'm acting a little erratic. Let me slow down. Let me say this real quick. We've gotten to a point where we have to stop playing with it. That's where I'm at now. I just want to stop playing. I want to stop making excuses because that's what we're at now. These people just make excuses. You all know that they feel this way. Why? Because this is the existence that you live. We all know that you can't say certain things, you can't go certain places, you can't do these things. They become common law. But then when we get pressured about it, no, that ain't what it is. I don't see the word. It don't matter what you want to see. What is it is. Like for me, I'm not intimidated by them other folks, but I also know at any given time, I'm going to be behind enemy lines and it's going to probably be my life. Why? Because they will make excuses for the behavior. Let me say this this way. For the people who don't understand, it is not about, like, I'll use this as an example, and I want to make it about this case, but I want to show you how much it does not matter. These people in one breath will tell you every time, I would say this, every time black people have a grievance in this country that becomes national news, you notice that you get nothing but pushback and told you that you crazy, that you looking at it wrong, that it ain't, you just silly black folks that just won't hold yourself accountable. It's just, of course, this is what you always hear over and over and over and over again. And then they'll say, and then there's spit the crime statistics. 13% of the population, but you guys are committing 50% of the crimes. And you'll say, well, you're not even considering what you're doing crimes. You'll be like, oh, come on, guys. Stop it. You guys just won't hold accountability. You guys are just crime rating. We do not get off of things. And then you see this across the internet, things like this story. Let me pull this one up. I have to pull this one up. Where did this thing go? Oh, don't let me tell you. Right here. Then you hear situations like this. Let me set the stage. Black man and a white T man decide to walk in, I guess, to the police station. Police officer standing right there. The white T guy wants to confess something to the police officer. Now, before I play the video, let me stress something that happened last week that I saw. Young man is crossing the street, not speaking, not saying anything, and the justification is he has on a sweater and it's hot outside, and he's crossing the street, probable cause, let's hem him up, because he's such a problem. I digress. But let me show you what this young man has did. Let's listen.
Hello, officer.
How you doing?
We want to report an incident.
You're Jenny, aren't you?
Yes, sir. So he came to turn himself in.
It's you! Didn't I just talk to you the other day?
Yeah.
Can you tell him what happened?
I was talking to a minor, yes. I was wicked with her.
If you didn't hear him, he said that he was talking and flirting with a minor.
I did horrible things. I said some horrible things. And
He didn't said some horrible things.
You
And how-
live at 539?
537.
All right, get going.
And if you didn't hear what the cop just said, he told him to get going. Now I'm gonna keep playing.
Get going.
Get going.
Get going.
Okay.
But he just admitted to you that he was talking to a
Get going.
Okay.
Get moving.
officer. You
Appreciate it. Go.
Thank you. I'm sorry, bro.
He admitted to you that he was talking. How old was she? 13, correct? You sent her multiple penis pictures, correct?
You don't hear what I just said.
Yeah, you're going.
Appreciate it. All right.
So,
Here's
officer,
how it works. You already know, since you were here in Mifflin County, the way our district. is
your
made.
county stuff, it doesn't matter how they handle it. They have to handle the law. And the law is attempt, you can
We're not
arrest.
gonna have an argument today.
I'm not
This
going to
has
have an
already been
argument.
explained
I'm not
to
going to have an
both.
argument.
My family, I'm not gonna subject you to the rest of this police officer's refusal to do his job. So, again, when I say to people that says to me in my comment section, who comes into my lives and to say things to me like Carmela Anthony is an animal for the things, even though we're gonna disregard all the situations and stuff that we've heard and we've seen and we know about this. We see this young boy and the Wells boy now, he's unalive, but we can't figure out what's going on, but no one's arrested, no one's getting thrown under the bus. The media's all just befuddled about what's going on. This man walked straight to the officer and confessed, and the cop said, get going, and gave him a fist pump. You wanna know why? Crime doesn't mean anything to them unless it's you doing it. I say this all the time. There was a reason why there was no thing called a police force until the plantation emptied. Because crime is you. Other than that, they will go outside today and have a duel if there was none of you around. I have a video, I didn't even play it because it's too controversial for TikTok. I know they're gonna ban it, but I got a crime where they having multiple things. 70,000 men of these people are on one Telegram, all glorifying and talking about how they have put their hands, unfortunately, on their black women or melanated women. 70,000. I have other videos of people that was in 1 month, they had over 40 people who had kidnapped people and hid them in their homes in one state. I had a video of that one. This is just over and over and over and over again. But yet and still, you, black man, black woman, will then say to yourself, man, we just need to do better. If you don't miss me on all of this, these people do not care about anything other than I want to do what I want to do, and I will just give you an excuse, and that's the justification to be and do whatever I want. I'm sitting here watching TMZ have a conversation with the Wells boys coach, I think former football coach or something. And as I watch this thing, I always watch how the Harvard Levin guy always looks like, I really don't know what's going on. Can you help me understand? I don't know. And I don't know. But yeah, and like I said, I'm no fan of Diddy. I always thought Diddy was a robber. Diddy was getting people paper all them years. I said, I'm not a fan of anybody robbing all them people. Everybody was on Bad Boys, they make no money. We all saw it. We heard about it for 20, 30 years. I didn't need to see the baby oil to know this man was not a nice person. But what's so funny is that I watched TMZ run Baby Oil Gate, and everything else. It was just innuendos. Hey, you know, it was a guy that they said stood out front of Bad Boy Studios drinking every day. He said what he saw was all this. And people don't understand the difference. My issue with the world that we live in isn't that I expect them to do any better. I expect us to leave and stop worrying about what they have to say because they mean you no good. The storylines that you get most of the time is slandered in a way. It ain't that bad. Remember when, what's the dude name? He's a little off to me, but what's his name? Jonathan Majors. Jonathan Majors was in trouble for whooping up on his woman. TMZ said this is everybody that mama was covering the story. He needs to go down. His Hollywood career is fading instantly. He's that dude and is disappearing. To turn around to see the video footage, this man gently laid her down in her anyway, excuse me, in that car. He laid her down with so much care. Proceeded to try to shut the door and ran away from her like she was on fire. And you know the thanks that he got? The courtroom said, yep, you still gonna have to answer for this, brother. No, people. You're gonna have to miss me with that, okay? Again, this is not for them. This is for you. You have to understand at some point, at some form of fashion, you got to know this is all a game. It's not real. They're not here to take care of us. They're not gonna mean you any harm. I have video after video after video that shows you they mean you no harm. What else I got in here? It's always something in here that always show. Here's another one. I think I talked about it a little bit yesterday, but the Civil Rights Division for black people of lawyers that's going to stand up for black people's rights. They took a picture together, and I don't think I saw it in there. If it did, he hid in the back. Why did you how are you It makes no sense. And see, for me, again, I don't understand. Classic example. People who still, and I know I'm gonna lose some people when I say this right now. I am not a fan of the Obamas. But I give you an example of what I mean. I've watched this man, Barack Obama, stand right in front of our face. I saw this video and it reminded me something of a person. I'm not even gonna go that way because I was gonna play the video of this man when he was making excuses for George Washington. And I just can't do it. But anyways, I digress. I move on. I can't do it. Ooh. People, I'm gonna try to play this video here now. I'm gonna try to play it. But he's doing a lot of cussing. So, and I wanna make sure I get through it, okay? But it's a lot. Let me see if I can get it put up. See if I can do it without all the cussing. Let me get my cussing thing ready. Let me see if I can get it ready. I can't get it ready. Okay, hold on, let me see if I get it.
Lucky dinosaurs don't make sense.
Well, anyways, what'd you say now? You said you saw the one who looked like that? Hold on. I missed that right there, dog. Hold on one second. Now my screen just went black. Hold on one second, guys. Hold on. Come on, thing. But I just saw that video. Anyway, come on. Give me 2 seconds, guys.
Yeah, man. Live from the V-Live.
All right, but here's the video I'm ready to play now. The video I'm playing right now is gonna be this black guy. This black guy's in now. If you ain't familiar with Georgia, there's a prison down in Valdosta, Georgia. I want to go here real quick. And this, I only want to put this is because I'm gonna say this. I've been saying this and I've been meaning to talk about this for a very long time, but I never get around to it. We have allowed these people to, in one breath, tell us that do you have the 94 crime bill? We're gonna throw away black men and women. We're just gonna throw them away with the trash and let them go. And we're just gonna demonize them. To turn around and say, oops, we did them wrong. We overly criminalized them. My bad, we sorry. But we ain't gonna let them out. But I want people to understand, we have people, they said 84% of the Innocence Project. I do not know what that dinosaur means, but hoorah, I appreciate it. But they said 84% of, look, you gonna mess me up right here. I have never seen the dinosaur before. What was I just talking about? 84% of what? What was I ready to say? 84% of what? I forgot what I was gonna say. But I mean, I wanna get to is this. The dinosaurs, not to say the dinosaurs, so you got my mind all off track. But what I was trying to say is that, I'm getting here with the prison. They thrown these black people away. That's what it was. 84% of the Innocence Project that they said people are cleared of wrongdoing are black people. So if you can get that high of a clip of people, and these are thousands of people that they're having to let out of prison after dozens and dozens of years of prison. And then this, you wonder why is prison such a cesspool? Why is prison full of a whole bunch of male-on-male contact? You know the word I can't use, but it's forceful sometimes. Why is the living conditions in it? And I want to show you guys this, and let me see if I can squeeze it on the screen real quick. Hold on one second, guys. I want to show you guys, if it's a little bit, this, and you ain't gonna be able to see it, but I wanted to show you this guy. This is a black guy in the Valdosta prison. This man is in his prison cell, and the water is that far off the ground. And
fuck Valdosta State Prison. I'm gonna say it again. Fuck Valdosta State. Look what I'm walking in. You see this? Y'all see this shit? Bro, we ain't got no help, no nothing, bro. Look at this shit. Y'all want y'all to see this. Look how the shoot. I'm in the hole now. I'm supposed to be in the hole. We ain't got no help. We ain't got no police. We ain't got nobody check. Now watch the shoe float on water. Why the fuck is my shoe floating on the fucking water in the room, bro? Why the fuck am I kicking water in the room, bro? Ain't no fucking help, bro. Hold on, this shit.
All right. Let me stop because they get on me heavy. So my reasoning for playing that is this. I only brought up the whole thing of statistic of this is that I don't expect. I appreciate the fan club love. I do. I appreciate it. The video, Jay, I can't. If you were here earlier, TikTok frowns upon things when I put it on the screen. Every time I put them on the screen, you got to hit out. If you want to see the playback, go over to YouTube. It's streaming live. 300 Radio. That's the way you go. 300 Radio on the number 1. Pull it up. You'll see my big, beautiful face. Go on over there, Jay. Hit the subscribe button, though, if you ain't going to go over there. But, well, I said this, and I brought it up for this reason. And the reason I brought that up is for this. This young man, for whatever reason he is in here doing his time, remember, the incarceration is the punishment. So being that he cannot leave, he can't go away, he can't be with his family, he has to miss events, he has to miss time, because time is what they're taking. If this man is losing his time, he has to lose all of that time. Should he have to live in those conditions? Now, there's certain people that I have no love for. I think we all know there's certain types of people that we have no love for, which in my opinion, they should not have to share space, these types of people, the ones that like to do things to others, especially the ones that like to do things to children, and then the ones that just like to just remove people, unalive them, and all together. Take all of that situations, just those situations, and have specific prisons for them so we know what we're dealing with. Anything outside of that, then nobody, including this young man right here, if he didn't do any of those behaviors that I just mentioned, and I don't think I missed anything, then he should not have to live with water up to his feet with no electricity in the room. Why are they getting treated this way? You want to know why? Because that's what they think of Knuckles. Oh, we don't think that. We're not a racist nation anymore. Then why the fuck are your people living in water? I've seen people always say this, man, you don't want to go to prison in other countries. Yes, the fuck you do. I watched a Michael Moore movie one time. This morning, he's in some European nation, and he's in jail. This dude hangs out by the water cooler, gets sodas, and he got a room with a PlayStation in there. The whole nine, he just can't leave. Again, it's called correctional facilities, meaning some correcting supposed to be going on. Explain to me if it's a correctional facility. You have water on there where your feet are in it, where you could get electrocuted, but they remove your books. They remove your ability to be able to get a degree. They remove any and every aspect that will better your situation and punish you, and then have these same people who are locking innocent people up by the thousands will say, good for them, throw away the key. And just let them live this way. That is inhumane. Remember, we don't have prisons, we have correctional facilities. Can someone explain to me where the correcting has happened? Because I don't see the correcting. Can someone tell me? And another thing, this is another thing. I need for my own family to stop demonizing our own people when we come out here. You want to know why they continue to a lot of times to have the same behavior? It's because we treat them like they should have that behavior. If everyone projected onto that black man, that black woman, that they're gonna be that for the rest of their life, that's how they're gonna act, because that's how you're gonna treat them. When remember, all of us that didn't go to prison have done something that probably could have landed us in there at one time or fashion in our life, but we were lucky enough not to get caught. No one treats you that way. Humans are ever evolving. If you are treating someone the same way today, you knew them at 17 and now you see them at 47, that ain't the same that you knew. I promise you. Life happened. But these young men and young women are coming out this place and they're being demonized when they get out. Do y'all realize they're double, triple, and quadruple punishing them when they go in there? Remember, you commit the crime. Boom, first things first. Before you even convicted, you gotta spend money to get out. You gotta spend it, you gotta get a lawyer. So you're spending money up the wazoo before you even know the verdict. Verdict didn't go in your favor, now you're locked up. Now, here you go, punishment, confinement, in the water hole with no electricity, with soggy mattress, mold, and everything else going on, where other grown men can see you taking this is the most inhumane place in the world. What year do we live in? So they have to live through all of this embarrassment, having other men take their liberties with them because they have treated them like animals on purpose. This is what they do to us. And they the whole time they get in, if they survive it, they come out. When they get out, they can't work because they are felons. So now let's double get them. Jobs, remember, hey, even though that you're a felon doesn't exclude you from being in the pool of jobs, I promise you. You know how I know this BS? Give you a situation. Worked for a place, kept thinking it was Lowe's Home Improvement. I was like 18 years old. They got a guy 2 weeks after he worked there. Let him go. Oh, he lied about having a felony. We didn't let him go because he had one. We let him go because he lied about it. But he was a good worker before that, though. So why didn't you just keep him? You could have. No, they want you there. See, it's a system. I say this to my people all the time, and I can keep going because then the probation system comes into play. All that's in play. But I just want people to understand this. It's on purpose. You're supposed to be this way. It is supposed to be a perpetual cycle. Remember, every time a politician stands in front of your face and talk about criminal reform and they're going to fix this and this and the third, BS, they are selling you a bag of shit. You want to know why? Too many people eating off of it. If crime magically disappears, means there's no more judges, no more lawyers, no more POs, no more COs, no more prisons, no more private companies getting millions and billions of dollars off of it. None of that. All that goes away. No more traffic cops. We don't need them. All that goes away. You really think they happening because they care about niggas? They won't even let your living conditions be humane. See, I'm not the boogeyman. I'm not the person who's full of it. I'm just saying this is where we're at. And them telling us sweet nothings on the campaign trail and telling us that they gonna fix it. But then you say, what are you gonna fix? They say, we're gonna fix it all. But can you be more specific? Yeah, we're gonna fix it all for everyone. No, that is the game. The game, if the system's not broken, it's working exactly like it's supposed to. You at the bottom, that's how it's supposed to work. Same thing for the banking. I said this the other day. People don't even realize this, especially my new babies. When people came around in the 2000s, my younger viewers. Do you know that ugly little thing that you got to deal with all the time, that credit score? When you got to go to TransUnion and Equifax and see what they doing with your credit score, and your whole life is they told you whether you a good person or a bad person, depending on that number. That bitch ain't been around since 1989. Here comes the credit score. So in 1988 and backwards, you didn't have nobody telling you about some numbers on the screen, whether you was willing enough to own a home, to get a credit card, buy a car, none of this before 1989. Now, and all of a sudden in our minds, this is just inquisitive. We have black banking. Why is a black bank having anything to do with the credit system? Because you know that they crapping on us. Black man, black woman, black bank. I think what bothers me in this world more than anything else, it is the fact of people are allowed to just lie to us. And then what we get lied to so much that we start just saying the same lie with them. Like, I give you a class example. I say all the time, black folks owe reparations. They'll turn around and say, man, no. Get in front of some white folks. Yeah, man, no. We need to pull ourselves up. I don't need no. Man, if you don't sit there and shut up, what you talking about? That's your people. They owe you. Don't tell me they don't owe you nothing. They do. And don't let nobody shame you. And again, I wanted to bring up about the prison thing because I get it. We see the movies, we see the boogeyman, we see the gangster get out of jail and go back to we see all those things. These are movies. The most of the black men getting out, you see them. Your cousin Ray Ray, when he got out, he had that same little prison uniform they gave him because he ain't really got no clothes to come out in. When he come out, they say he got to go to a halfway house and he better start working in 60 days. Otherwise, he got to go back in. And then, but no, the whole system, no one's going to hire him. No one's taught him that all he has to do better. Black man, black woman was easy as this before. Now, it's probably not this easy before. But I tried to hit people when I first got hip to this myself. For black men especially, when you come out of that jail and they give you them POs and they be like, you got to get a job now. You got to be able to produce a check stub. Somebody should have been telling you to start your own business at that moment and write your own goddamn check stub, because that's the only thing they can say to invalidate it. He's not allowed in your bank account to tell you if that check stub is valid or not. If it comes from a legit business and on that paper, that's you. That's your verification. Then stay your ass out of jail. But this whole story, no one ever tells them. You want to know why? They don't want you to know that. They don't want to know that you can actually not have to worry about them folks. They don't want that. Like right now, 300 Radio, when the website goes back up, which will be up in a couple days, thank goodness, hopefully all the bugs are gone. We're gonna have our own service, everything else. Everything that you see on there is flat, it's independent of the system. You have to learn to do this stuff. We don't need these people. And the last thing I say to these brothers when they coming out of jail, man, I meant to say this because I want to get it out about them in tip. Because I have family members that went in, that have, not a lot of people. Like I said, I don't know a lot of people who commit a lot of crimes. So that whole story, I see more crime on TV than I do in my own real life. Most of the crime, most of the black people I know go to jail because they got stopped when they had some marijuana in the car. They had too much drink leaving the club, and them cops just sit out there waiting to pick them up. You got that going. But you see all those things going on. But, or child support, something like that. But this is not something where anybody's violently doing anything to anyone. But they have perpetuated it so long that we even take it on as truth. And I just don't want that anymore for them. And I just honestly, if somebody wants to say, if a real politician, and I'm going to say this and I'm moving from the subject, good God. You'll know when a politician loves you when this happens. When they go to do something to try to fix something for somebody black within the system because they can't break it and then try to go around it. What do I mean? When you see a situation like this, when you actually have a politician get into place and then they set a standard to where all prisons codes have to come up to a different way, do we have to get this violent nature out? Because remember, if they wanted to fix something, let me say it this way. Prisons are not, because I know this is what they convince your subconscious to believe. Prisons are not a war zone because of the people that they bring in. They are, no. Those people on the outside didn't terrorize their whole neighborhoods the whole time. Most of them. There's a couple of white demons. You never know. I just saw the story where the family had 16 of their kids in the basement for years. So I digress. But the most of us know they don't do that. So why do they all of a sudden go to prison and all of a sudden now they just be taking, now your butt's getting ravaged and you got people. Why is all this happening? Wanna know why? Because that's the environment that they built. They want it to be this way. They don't want you to be corrected. You would have this place look like an institution, but then you have some white person that's angry that you're bettering men. Like if men went to prison and they actually went to college, like say they went to college, they got their GEDs, they got to go off to college, they got real degrees, and at the end of it, by graduating with honors without any incidents, the whole nine, they were able to get their felonies expunged from their records because these guys obviously not violent. Now that place would be a correctional facility. But then it would upset the white man. How did they get to commit a crime and go be confined? I promise you, young man, young woman, I'll say it with love, that is the same equivalent of having people who are on food stamps. Believe me, the people on food stamps, the same way the people in prison would rather be doing the opposite. The food stamp person would rather be a millionaire and free and not have to go and shamefully pull out, especially when they had the paper, and shamefully at the grocery store. Did you not see everybody hate Chris Mama? That's every black woman in the hood. She didn't want to. It's the same equivalent here. They don't want to be confined going to college. They want to go to college at college. But that's the punishment. The confinement is the punishment, not the inhumane treatment. Only an animal would want people to be treated this way, especially for non-violent offenses. A person who was a dope head, oh, excuse me, can I say that on here? I don't even know if I can. A person who was on the narcotic, I probably could say that. Unfortunately, on the narcotic, it's so heavy that they found themselves being incarcerated. Because, newsflash, majority of the drug people in prison are users, not dealers. Unfortunately, there you go again. Your punishment for being this should tell you how much they love you again on a side note. They just dropped the drug on your community on purpose, told you, made movies, told you who was involved, went all the way up to the White House that they were all involved, and then turned around and did that on the back end. These people are crazy. But anyway, I digress. I don't want to live any place anymore. I think let me say it this way. I think it's the fact that we wake up every day, and it's unfortunate. We just look, I don't blame you, black man, black woman, I don't blame you. You just getting up every day trying to get through the day. You just like me. Every day I get up, I'm just trying to get through the day. I'm trying to get through the day without spending $1,000 just to go outside. Okay? I know you doing the exact same thing. And I just think at this point, I think it's our capitulation. Let me use the word of the day, capitulation. Our capitulation to the system, meaning the fact that we will not make ourselves uncomfortable even for a little bit to say enough. Because that's where we're at. We're at a spot now to where it's just we have to, as a collective, and this even go for the white T-man, you have to say enough. I can't do this anymore. I don't want to do this anymore. I cannot get another squeeze at this limit. That's it. Because at this point, us getting on the bandwagon, saying the things cause I'll give you an example. The other day I did a video on Wes Moore. Wes Moore, the politician out of, I think Maryland. He did a 20 versus 1 Jubilee where he talked to non-voters. And as he's talking, he's doing all the buzzwords. Every time you come to a black situation, they have a script that they follow. And see, that script always ends with nothing. And see, I think what we don't understand is that, like, when I first heard about benign neglect, and I don't know if you know what that is or not, but it's just politicians will speak to your issues. Don't fall for the banana in the tailpipe no more. When you hear a person says, I know you've been enslaved. Whoa, he knows. I know you've been Jim Crow. Whoa, he knows. I know that you've been had the crack epidemic. Whoa, you know. My family went through the crack epidemic. Whoa, he knows. Man, that is messed up for black people. Black people, I understand what you coming through. Anyways, that's where it stops. Don't ever complete it, do it. They'll never tell you what that means. See, I say it this way, and I'll leave the whole subject. The reason why I am so unmovable in my position when it comes to those people on the other side is one reason only. Is this. You cannot tell me with your story that you enslaved my people for over 250 years. Let them off. You convict leased them. You decided you were going to Jim Crow them. Crack epidemic. And you say you're going to turn around now and give our children ADHD medication today. You're not going to say all of those things that you get to do to my family and then turn around and then say something. Why don't y'all just do better? You don't get to... hold on, God. Hold on. I'm knocking shit around. Hold on. You don't get to point your finger and I can't point my finger to any time you repaired it. Like, did anybody ever at any point prepare anything? Let me see where we at here. Well, yeah, I can't see. Oh no, I think going too fast. But yeah, so I don't allow people to do that because it's just like this, and it's like this. When it comes down to it, I've been told by people that I love that I make excuses for black people. I say, can you point to a time I made an excuse for a black person? And they can't. They'll say, no, but every time something happens to black people, you got something. I say, when you hear me talking, it is because I don't agree with what's happening. Classic example. This is an unpopular opinion, but it's still my opinion. Shannon Sharpe lost his entire, well, we'll tell you why he did it, but Shannon Sharpe got caught up in them scandals because he got some little white tea girl that he messing with. The very first narrative that hit the internet like lightning was she was underage? No, she was legal. Then what's the problem? Did he do it against her will? Nah. Oh, that's what he did. My bad. Sorry. I missed the point. But you know, that's the story. I missed the whole point. But my whole thing was that they went straight to blaming Shannon Sharpe. That was the narrative. He should have known better. You know what it is. Now, I agree. Leave them white women alone. It's like rule number one. I say to the sisters. Sisters, at this point, how many more women you need to gotta go to South Africa with their man not come home? It's the same thing for the brothers. See, the brothers don't a lot of time they don't get pum. They end up in jail. So for me, why would I get put on and then the very first thing I'm gonna go do is go grab one of them folks that instantly is they word against me? Like, you could be with a woman 50 years and she could say, nope, he got me. He did it to him every night. They're gonna say, lock him up. No, sir. And then two, let me get me sidetracked. But look, I don't like it and I know it's a plan. People say people love who they love. Yeah, they do. But all your entertainers gotta be interracial. You wanna know why they are like them interracials? There's two reasons why they like to be interracial. They still don't like you. This is not because we're becoming more of a melting pot. Oh my God, we're getting rid of the racism and these people wanna hold. No, dummy, no, I'm sorry, I love you, TikTok shop. No, the reason why is this. Genetically, they can't survive. They holding on, trying to get them genes. That's one. Then two, every time one of you successful Negroes go out there and do that and make a killing, guess where the money goes when they divorce you or you pass on? It goes right back to their culture. Thank you very much, naturally. I do love TikTok shop. I don't think people just understand. See, what it is that it's all a game. Let me say it this way, and I'm going to stay on topic so I can get through the topic. It is all theater. Everything that you see, everything that you watch, everything that you do, everything that you think you want, it is all theater that someone has put into your brain. Have you ever been walking around just humming the same song over and over again? And you're like, God, I can't get this song out of my head. You sure can't, because they just put it in through radio waves. Think I'm lying? Look it up. What we don't understand is we're living in a world right now. It is all theater. Right now, I saw this brother. I want to play him so bad, but he cussing so bad that I can't play him. But he's trying to break down the whole aspect of what $1 trillion is and how that can't even be a realistic thing. And I totally agree with him. But in the crux of what he's saying, if we was not on here, he's basically just telling you, these people say they get $5 trillion out of you every year, and they proceed to go to wars and pick this person and pick off that person and pick on this country and do what they want to do with it and rob you the whole time it's happening. And I agree with the ending. He hit it. He should have dropped the mic when he finished it. After all of that they're doing to him, most people that rob you, get on. No, I'm gonna break in his house, get the stuff, get out of here, get out there. These people rob you and Steve. And now what you gonna do? You gonna pay me more next year? You're like, what in the world do we live on? I want you to do this next time. Next time you see a Mitch McConnell or you see a Donald Trump standing there, ask yourself this: why is this man whooping up on you? Y'all see that time that dude was supposed to ran up into the White House and I don't really believe he ran up in there, but it was a couple of months ago, and he got around there and they got the video of Trump trying to get out of the way. And he can't even run because he's scared. He can't even stand up. Why is this dude running around telling you he's just that and the third? Look, back in the day, when they said that they had fisticuffs, when they would line up, this team versus that team, we're gonna go to war. When they said that, your Vikings and these are all lies, but I hope you know that these are all lies allegedly. But the Vikings and the British and all the people that just fought, the Aztecs and all and the Spaniards, all these people that did all this fighting, and they were all tough. They had great, powerful leaders. We have Donald Trump and the Bushes and the Obama. The Obama's soft, the Bushes is evil, but everybody old. But for some reason, these dudes is the ones telling us what to do. Could you imagine back in them days when they were just getting, coups would happen, or they would try to overthrow I'm here to challenge the leader to a duel. You'll have something like that, and then the leader says, I'll accept it. You peasant, if you can beat me, you can be the leader. You remember this type of thing. These people, these are not leaders. These people are oligarchs. What did someone say? Overseers. I agree with that. I agree with you. They'll pay for, I agree with you. Who said that, Lily? Tell me that. Yeah, they'll pay for them natives in a minute, all day long, all day. They're going to pay for a native. They're going to, look, and let me tell y'all something about why they pay the natives. Let me tell my family. Newsflash, people, we're going to pivot the conversation a little bit, but I'm going to tell you. You want to know why the native people? Side note, let's put it to you this way. I said this yesterday on the show, and I try not to dive too heavy into this conversation, because if you get too heavy into this conversation, then they're going to shut me down. But let's just say this. We talked about, where are them folks really from? Because there's a lot of whispers. We don't really have a definitive answer about where them folks And then for my people who ain't been here before, hopefully you know when I mean them folks who I'm talking about. Hit the like button, share the live, people. And for all my people who love the show, go ahead and hit the cash app, people. $300 radio. What do Umar say? Hit the cash app. Hit the cash. If you all down for me, people, hit that cash app. $300 radio. Anyway, I'm sorry. But we was talking about them people. We were talking about where they from. And then everybody always says the same thing. They're from the Caucasus Mountains. Have you ever looked up where the Caucasus Mountains are at? That's not, you don't just go up there. It's not that far out of the way, for one. Two, you know the word Caucasian didn't come into play until the word didn't come into existence until almost 1800. So there was no name for it. And then look at it this way. You notice how everybody else is American, like they call us Black Americans, right? We are Black American. That is our title. They don't even really call white people call American. They call them Caucasians. Oh, they're Caucasians. You know, them Europeans, Caucasians. They're Caucasian. They make up so many terms. But when you start to get to the crux of what it is, like you can actually say, if they say Africans, right? They talking about a continent of people. Now they say Europeans, but remember, Europe was a black continent at one point. Even though Europe's not even a continent, but Europe was a black continent at one point. So if that was black, and then Asians were black, and Australians were black, and Africans were black, and then Americans were black. Oh, Max, do we need to stop it? Because the people keep, they were not black people. Let me say this. Side note, I don't want to get sidetracked. But I'm so sick and tired of people. Every time I go on my TikTok, there's another person. Oh my God, you pretendians. Oh my God, you still talking about this. And every time I open it up, it's like, you have physical evidence. Hey, who are these niggas? Oh, those are not the same niggas. So you don't mean to tell me these ain't, because they don't look like the people that's there now. So let me get to my regular point. The reason why they're paying the natives, it is because they have a deal with this specific group of people. Now, the everyday native doesn't know anything about the deal. That's how it works. When you have a hierarchy thing, you never tell the peasants everything. You feed them the same story that you're gonna feed everyone else. That's what they done to Americans. Like, classic example. When a white person gets into my space and tell me black people, of course, I'm all for voting this, that, and the third, I know I cannot have a logical conversation with it because you have been fed that story. The only people in white tea society that knows this story to be true are people are high up that knows that that's not the true story. So I don't expect them to know it. So that's no reason for one not to have an argument with them. So what I hate for people to know is that they made a deal with them early people that if you come here and replace them Negroes when you get here, we will pay you through perpetuity for doing so. And that's what they did. No, and I'm gonna go ahead and say newsflash, I'm against the people who say, oh, they came across the Bering Strait. No, they did not. You keep saying that, but just like I said about the white tea man, when you start pulling they bones out the ground, like you pull nickels out this ground, then we can start talking about Bering Straits. See, we get Dale Key in one conversation, man, they came across the Bering Strait. Why you don't see no bones then? Same thing for white tea people. Oh, they're the Europeans. Why you don't see no bones in Europe? It's always nickels. Every time they go down to them catacombs, and if you don't know what a catacombs is, this is some of the most disgusting shit I've ever seen in my life. Look at what a catacomb is. These things are real. They're still there today. But every time they test a catacomb body, it's a nickel. So this whole story, where they come, I don't know where they come from. None of this stuff makes any sense. I think at some point, we have to start saying this. Let's use our common sense, because that's what this is. It's critical thinking again. Violent in nature. Don't have a true track of origins of where they come from and how they got here. Cannot coexist with anybody. The planet will attack it. In less than 200 years since these amazing people that were all peasants came to the Americas and put peasant ingenuity together and built this grandiose place. That's called sarcasm with dripped in facetiousness. But they can't do anything. All this stuff in one time tells me something. Something's not right. And I said this to my people, and since we got some people in here, I want you to hear this. Hit the like button if you agree with this. Hit the like button if you've never thought about this. Definitely hit the follow button if you've never thought about this part right here. And I said this to my faithful, so y'all heard this before. Every time a European, especially them British, when they go across this world, as they said, conquering, you can see the remnants of them. When you go to Australia, there's a British accent, undertones under that Australian. Ahoy, mate. I know I ain't say it right, but you know what I'm talking about. It has that British undertone. It has it the same thing in South Africa, the same thing. So explain to me, if this is what they do all over the world when they go, they leave their accents behind in the people that they leave behind few generations later, then how did you come to the Americas? And then they only got here. 80% of them folks got here after 1890. I'm not lying, that's not my words, look it up. Ellis Island is when them folks got here. So no, them slave movies you see, that is a tiny, minute population of them folks. So if that's the case, 80% of you got here, why did y'all get here and none of y'all got no accents? Why your children still ain't got no British accents? Why they never had an accent when they do reenactments of slave movies? Now, this is why I'm gonna tell you something. One thing I give it to the white team, man, when they go to produce any type of stuff, when they go to produce a movie, they go to produce something, they're gonna try to be as authentic to the lie that they, excuse me, sorry. I love TikTok shot. They're gonna be authentic to the story as they possibly can. So, when they tell the story, I'll give you a class example. I love Game of Thrones. I used to love Spartacus. I'm watching all these different shows. I love those types of shows. I love period pieces as I'm watching them. This, thou, and they, this, I want some wine and cunt. You know, they're speaking in that old English is how they speak. You wanna know why? That was true to the era. This is what they told you. This is true to the era of the type of conversation they did. They talk so crazy sometimes on these shows, I'm using context clues to get through some of it. Sometimes when you watch somebody say, I don't know what he said, but I think he ready to punch her in the face. They do that. But then I want to ask you this thing. When you saw Roots, or you saw Roots the Next Generation, or you saw any slave movie, you saw any of them, why didn't none of these Americans have British accents? Thomas Jefferson, George Washington. Where all of them get these accents from? Remember, can't be the natives. Y'all told us one that they said, and they named things like sunshine. That's little sunshine. That's what you told them. So you know you didn't get the language from them, because remember, and this is something people don't know, go look up the Indian schools of the early 1900s. When them folks got here on them boats that they say to the natives, because they got here on them boats too. Don't believe me, look it up. See some of these photos. They had to go to what was called the Indian schools, which used to be Negro schools, but that's another story for another day. But they had to go to the Indian schools. You know what they learned in those Indian schools? Their native tongue from white tea people. Don't ask me. They own people will tell you the native tongue that most of them folks speak, they had to learn in Indian school. They were given a language. Sounds like they created something, didn't it? So you got this creation going to say that. That is why they get paid money. They are playing a role. They are playing a role because where's my video at? I got one up in there and I can't show you guys again. You got to go over 300 radio to see it. But it's a video of, they showed you what's the name of the people? It's a group of my people. They're trying to keep their indigenous status in the early 1900s. All of them, copper-colored Negroes, my family, all of them look beautiful coming through there right now. Look, what I'm trying to tell my people is the jig is up. They're gonna take me offline for sure. I know it's coming. But I want enough people to know the jig is up at this point. People, look, for people who argue with black folks now, don't argue with them now, just let it go. We all built the lie. This is what I wanna say to people, and I wanna say this to my non-black American people, and I do wanna say this with love, I do mean this. We were fed the lie too. We all thought we was one big melting pot, the kumbaya, and then we did. And no one's saying we can't still be that. But what we are saying though is now, when you learn better, you do better. And I'm sorry, black folks have now dove so deep into this history of America, they said, oh my God, my people were from here. You shouldn't be angry at that. You should be saying, I'm sorry that you heard a bunch of lies. I'm sorry, we all got fed this bunch of lies. But you know what it is? People eat off of it. People get sad. And then too, I understand it. If people don't want to admit this, but black Americans have accomplished so much in this world, damn near everything comes from our culture, that when you find out that potentially, and I get this non-black American, that I have maybe no association, no kinship directly to that. So now the things that I held my hat onto that I was part of this culture too indirectly now ain't maybe not even really a thing. I get to how they can rock you. It would rock me. But what I don't think people understand is it's not a negative at this point. I just think at this point we have to stop lying to ourselves and stop being lied to. Now, there's so many different layers to this thing of stories that we have now starting to get now. People, like I say, people into their genealogy. I said right now, I've gotten back 16,000 different ways in my genealogy, and this is crazy. And now you gotta remember, even in my genealogy, I had to take that with a grain of salt, because them folks own it. Newsflash, a lot of people didn't even know this. Even though I believe this is the closest you're gonna get to getting any true information about your family is gonna be your genealogy, not your DNA. But that's another story. But then you have to question that, because I remember when black folks started getting into DNA testing about 10 years ago. Who swoops in and buys Ancestry.com? Your United States government. They took it over. Why? Oh shit, we was hiding all of their information on that genealogy that they won't check it. Now they checking it. And so that's what it is. We're just here now. We're here. And I just want black people in America to know this. This is not a badge of shame. Look, let me say this to you, and I'm gonna leave it alone. This is all theater, remember? So the story of a barren land with nothing on it but buffalo and horses and teepees. No one, not one nation would risk ships, and by the hundreds they said, that comes from Portugal and from Britain and from Spain and from every other place that you could think of. They do not get on the seas. And all of them come here. And I'm just telling they whack ass story. They don't all come here and fight the native people when they just run around on horses and this and the third. You got that on your own land. So when you start seeing castles, mounds, pyramids, an advanced civilized walled cities with star forts that they won't use for star forts, statues and monuments built on side of mountains, and you see infrastructure like railroad tracks, and you see underground tunnels. Yes, motherfucker, all this is here. So when you see someone get over it, that's why they wanted to come in. You want to know why? Because America has always been hot. Some say it's the oldest place in the world. People argue with that. Of course that's Africa. You guys are rewriting history. I'm not rewriting anything. When I learn something new, it makes me question shit. Like this. If Nubia, meaning Sudan and Egypt, has about 300 plus pyramids in that area. Set pyramids to pyramids. 300. Shit done them, right? But in the Americas, there are thousands of them. Some they still are uncovering today that are older than the ones that you said are there. Then how are they the babies? We the babies, and that don't make no sense. That makes me question things. I'm not saying that's true. What I'm saying is that the story we've been fed is not real. People who are known liars will not tell you in your books, of course we dominated you. Of course we beat you. Of course you became our slaves. Of course y'all never had a history. Of course you never did this and there. Of course we graded everything. Of course we're the best scientists of this. You know why white people are the best scientists and this and the third? You know why they live in the biggest houses and the best neighborhoods with the best cars? It's because they keep selling it and keep giving it to each other. I'll give you an example. Love Island. Okay, I tell people all the time, it's my guilty pleasure. I watch the show. Miss me with that. Hit the like button, hit the line. Hit the share button, hit the like button. But I'm watching the show. This morning I see, if you watched the show, you probably did, black folks, you see. If you saw that show, Jen, one of the ladies on the show, was not the most attractive young lady in the world. She got not to me, you know, but everybody's beautiful inside, right? But Jen's not the most attractive young lady in the world to me. Guess what she got? She gets a modeling and acting contract. Why? She's not any of that fly stuff. Why would you give it to her? Because you want to keep making sure your people get looked out for. I don't think people understand. Your inferiority is because they keep pushing you out. That is why I'm a big fan of do for self. See, again, I don't expect people that I don't know to be perfect for me. You ever, and I'll give you what I mean. I'll give you an example of what I mean. You ever know we watch a movie and you'll see, like Madam C.J. Walker movie. She didn't seem like the nicest person, did she? When they did the movie. Now, if it's true, it's true. I don't know. But They'll show you the Jacksons, and they'll show you Joe. Joe was whooping up on them kids, right? Greatness got produced up. What we cared about as fans was the greatness that they gave us in their art form. But one thing I've learned is that people have layers to them in every form of fashion. And I say all this to say this, is that they have tried to convince black people that only thing that we do are negative things. Black men are negative, we are insecure, we are, and mind you, and they keep pumping insecurity to us, but that's another subject for another day. We're violent towards our women, we don't care anything about our children. These are the stories that they keep telling you over and over again. And people say, it's not just story, it's true life. Of course it is. But you know what they do for their own culture? They just don't talk about shit when it's like that. See, you wouldn't know it's true life. See, what it is, the mind only conceptualizes what it can believe to be true. So for black people, I need for you to believe that most of your men and your women are violent and women are hoes and this and that. I need you to see it. So I'm going to keep showing you that over and over and over again. But I'll give you an example. There's this specific file that's out there in the world right now that we all know that's floating around. And this is what I want my people to get. Newsflash, people. There is a file with vile things being done, not only to humans, but to children. With names, dates, situations, who's involved, the whole nine. They have this, and they have openly told you, we have it. But the debate is whether or not we want to release it. Now, can you explain to me how you want me? L-Dot, appreciate you for showing up. I'm your man. I appreciate you for showing up into here and everything, because you ain't have to come, okay? I appreciate it. Hit the follow button. But I need for you to explain to me, L-Dot, how is it that I have to abide by these specific rules? But then we can talk about it, we can debate about it, then that tells me you don't have a problem with the behavior. So now you know that I no longer respect your rules because you don't respect your rules. Rules only work when they apply to everyone. When there is a hierarchy, there's a problem. And see, what I believe is, and this is something I hope is not true, but it feels like the world has basically said, enough, let them white people have it. Y'all ahead of us, we'll be second. And it feels like only niggas is running around still saying, nah, I don't go for that. You gonna give me when I'm old, and I'm not gonna be second to you. That's how I feel, because that's what it feels like now. People will tell me, stop, calm down, you need to stop challenging them. I'm not challenging them. This isn't, look, as a God-fearing American, you're not going to do injustices to me. When my God-given right, the first one is freedom of speech. You're not gonna take that from me, so I have a right to do it. And it just so happened that some other people in here may agree with me, then we must all be crazy, but we are allowed to be crazy together, because this is America, you see it. But for some reason, that is frowned upon when it comes to me. You need to go away somewhere. We need to stifle your page. You know what I saw on my page, my TikTok today? This was the funniest thing. At one point, I was looking at some of the videos on my page that they just stifle and they hide and they don't show nobody. That's why I say you better hit the follow button, because they ain't gonna never show me again to your face. You'll never see this come across your screen again. But I saw a post the other day that had like 14 likes and 0 views. Then they'll tell you later, they'll say, to you, they'll say, I don't know what you're talking about. Shadow banner, what's that? I don't know what that is. I don't know. So it is what it is. We just live in a world that this type of stuff happens. And I know it. I'm not oblivious to it. I just refuse at this point, at any point at this level now, to sit back and pretend like it's not happening. I appreciate that. Heart you. I like that one right there. That was big dog right there. Join the fan club or whatever the thing's called. I appreciate you guys for doing that right now. I do. For the new people, like I said, for the people who showed up today, I appreciate you for showing up. If this is your first time here, I appreciate you. What I basically do every day, and I always tell people this, before you run out of here again, I just want to tell you this. Scott Free Morning Show is on the platform 300 Radio. All I did is I'm building a platform that little Nichols needs somebody who's going to speak up for us, unabated, unapologetically, and I don't mean to steal your money. I don't want it, don't need it, don't try to get it from you. What I want us to do is for once, with tangibleness in mind, we don't move until we get. We don't fall for the banana in the tailpipe just because it sounds pretty this time. Remember, white people will give you an excuse. It'll be a childish excuse. It'll be an excuse that makes no sense. I give an example. The Wells boy, the one that just passed away, that we obviously know this is some foul play that's involved. I've heard all kinds of excuses already that's coming out. You know one of the excuses was that I heard coming out? Well, you know a lot of people took COVID shots, and so it could have been just a cardiac arrest moment. He just unfortunately died, unalived on his own. So this is from the same person that said the 5'8" Carmelo Anthony showed up at the event that day with violence in mind. He just, I'm taking somebody out today. And he'll say that exact same person. He'll say that same thing about the black boy. You've lived as a black person. I always say the most egregious lie I heard out of all them black men and women that got taken. Sandra Bland, Breonna Taylor, Mike Brown, all of them. The one who got taken out with the egregious with the most egregious whack-ass story was Mike Brown. To make the statement that you politely asked a young black boy, could he excuse himself outside of the middle of the street? It's dangerous and he could get hit by a car. And this young 18-year-old black kid response was to stick his hand in your car, to try to take your weapon out your hip, to do something to you all in one moment. And you had to put all this? This is what happened? This is the story you telling? Again, you lie like a 2-year-old when you make the stories. I just don't want black people to fall for them things no more. See, again, remember, they have, and I don't want to keep making it a long story, but I'll say it this way. When they basically got rid of us in the civil rights movement and they sucked us up into their culture, it was the best thing they ever did for us. Because remember, he who feeds you controls you. They control every aspect of our lives. That's why they keep the control. Is that way they can continue to do the violent things that they want to do. People say all the time, why don't we do this black business? I say it all the time, we need to do more black business. We need to have our own, this, and the third. But we have to do it as a collective, because if you try to do it by yourself, they're always gonna take it out. And the reason why is because anything that you do independent of them, they can't control it. They have to own it. They have to control it at all times. And I think black people think that, no, we can just, no. They are that fearful that if you step out on your own, that they can't stop you, and they should. It just, anyways, I digress. I let that go. I let that ride. I do. Anyways, like I say, when I try to do this channel for people, I try to put this thing together because I really, really wanted to do something, and I'm doing something because I need tangibleness for our people now. I need to do it, and I say this all the time. They got a clean glass versus dirty glass all the time. Well, we have been fed every day with Angela Rise and Andrew Gillum, as we see now, Meth Head. All the good jazzes, man, these people going to, from the Roland Martin, the Joy Reeves, every time you talk to one of these people, they story shifting and changing and going in a different direction. They will fight you. I get it. We'll be a victim. You gonna still owe me. Victim. I'll be it all day long. But as all these people feed you these lines, but they keep switching and changing depending on what party lines and this, that, and the third. Because I say this all the time. Joy Reid and Roland Martin starting to sound like me now, but were fighting me just 2 weeks ago. They always changing. No, I'll be whatever you say you want to be. I tell people all the time, the undercard for this thing, hashtag I'll be that. Oh, you're just being a victim. I'll be that. Stop victimizing me. You're not going to have a situation. I saw a brother the other day. I was looking on TikTok. One of my people sent it to me. Boss lady sent it to me. The brother, this one black man, he's having to stand out in front of this one black business because these bunch of these people standing out here in front of these white people out here filming this one black business. That means you are singling out them again to do something to them. But again, we just paranoid. It ain't happening to us. We just won't let it go. I'll be that. Everywhere we go, it's the same thing. I just want people to know this. They're going to say it all the time. Why? Because I need for you to give me, I'll say it this way. The moment you get more white people like that white lady that started the whole episode off, telling you what they feel and think about black folk, when that become normal behavior, when you hear that from white people, then you are now starting to progress forward in culture. Because what we have right now is that every time black person is aggrieved, what do we get? an excuse? What did we get told? You are wrong. What do you get told? You're looking at it incorrectly. Nobody ever says, maybe we need to understand what these people are going through, because for some odd reason, from the hills of California to the backwoods of Georgia, they all saying the same thing is happening to them. Maybe they're telling the truth. Or we just all on one Telegram collectively getting talking points. No, they know you telling the truth because then they'll turn around and sell it to you in a movie. Remember, slavery, they said they did it to you. Told you they owed you 40 acres and a mule and said, I ain't paying you nothing because you ain't owed nothing. Then turn around and sell you the slavery movie now, getting you on the back end. I think black people need to understand this is all that it is. It's a game, and at the end of the day, you're supposed to be down here. So that's why when people get in the room, victim, 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 I'll be that. Shit ain't changing. See, I'm gonna tell you the power that you get in this world when you so no longer let a person shame you. Go ahead and tell me, oh, you're a victim, you just don't. Okay, I'll be that. You ain't moving me, and this is what I feel. Remember when you was in school? Same thing when you were in school. Remember when you was in school and you liked the girl. You and Michelle. Oh, Michelle, I like you. Oh, I like you too. And then when you get to school, they say, oh, Michelle and Denard like each other. And then Michelle and Denard. And they're picking at you. And you say, I don't really like her like that. You know what only shuts that down? When you say, I sure do. That's my girl. I like her. Ain't no way they can go with it. So Mr. Victor, lady man, whoever you is that I don't give about, I'll be that. Your words don't hit home nowhere with me. I got too much ammunition, too much history. You give me a reason not to act like a victim, and then I'll stop doing it. Oh, come on, guys. You know you had affirmative action. You mean that white women benefited from, not me? Come on, guys. You don't have DEI. Just saw statistics the other day. Black people are the 10th people who would have benefited from it. That's 9 other individual and groups that would have got it before black people. But again, you need black FBA energy to get anything moving because they shut that target down. Ask the Asian right now if they enjoying what they having to go through when they have to deal with black folks. Black folks, keep that energy. This is not about disliking anybody. You need not only, that's step 1. Take your money the fuck back. For one, you ain't got enough to be spending right now. Everything is too high. Secondly, now infrastructure needs to be built, but it can't be one person. If you leave it to one individual to build the infrastructure, all that's going to happen is they're going to come for them folks fast. I give you a class example. If 50 Cent is down in Shreveport right now, if he's building a studio, I guarantee you, they're telling you, I know, 50's doing this. Somebody's upset about that. You don't think Paramount don't like that? You don't think Universal Studios don't like Tyler Perry? Oh, yes. They just letting Tyler do the work that he doing. They just letting him keep producing lowbrow content for us and keep denigrating us until they don't care no more. Do you know all the skeletons they gonna let out about Tyler Perry when they want to bring Tyler Perry Studios down? And he fell victim to it. I ain't even got to know that brother to know. The company he keeps, I know they got all kinds of dirt on him that they gonna let out one day. Because believe me, he's a billionaire. You don't get out clean. What did Eddie Griffin say? You don't get out clean. Ask Diddy. Ask Mr. Cosby. Ask R. Kelly. People say Kelly's supposed to be in there. Kelly ain't in jail for what we think he should be in there for, though. That's the problem. If they was right, there would have been a righteous get. They got him for what we wanted to get him for. These people here crazy as ever. Look, Carmelo Anthony. Like I said, I always say this, and I ain't gonna make it about that because it's such a story. And I'm so emotional about that situation still. But that young man, like I said, how we got that, if that was 2 black people involved, I still would feel sorry for that young man. If that was 2 white people, unlike you people, if I heard the story, it wouldn't be as polarizing because then common sense would have came into play. Man, them boys was roughhousing each other, and this is unfortunate, man. But I can tell you one thing that wouldn't happen. Ain't no 35 goddamn years is gonna be put up on the screen, and you ain't gonna hear a whole bunch of white people running around talking about, yep, he got what he deserved. None of that. See, I want y'all to know this. The reason why channels like mine get stifled, and the reason why channels like yours, when you out here spitting that hot fire, because I be on them, especially the smaller one, I try to get on there with that hot fire. The reason why they have it to where when you go on YouTube and you want to put in some real information so you can get some real game about what's going on in this world, they send you the History Channel. They send you MSNBC, shit that they control and you know ain't no truth coming out. The reason why they do all this stuff right in there is because we are a powerful bunch of people, and if we all connected together, it's going to be a problem. So what they do is they just keep doing things like this. I just play with them numbers. I do like I said. I have 14 likes and 0 views. I just keep playing with it. It's his word against mine. I got a wrestling podcast that I do, right? On my wrestling podcast, this is so funny. Now this one, you see how we be talking. I should be getting banned all day. I got 2 strikes, don't get me wrong. But on the wrestling one, they took that for like 2 weeks one time. Literally, and we weren't even talking nothing but wrestling conversation, but they said we were bullying. Just out the blue. Now, ask me, can I talk to somebody? Can I say something to somebody? Can I challenge it for real? No. You wanna know why? Because they don't want you to challenge it. The game is this. I'm gonna say something that they don't like, through an algorithm, through a facial recognition. Because believe me, if you talking to a machine called an AI today, if you get to talk to ChatGPT today, and she can communicate like it's 60% like a human, 70% like a human, can you imagine what the fuck did they really got? They roll things out slow. I want people to understand where we live ain't what we think it is, people. That's all I'm trying to say. But anyways, I digress. What'd you say over here? You said that's why they want to corrupt minds. Oh, you know what's so funny about that? They do that, and I'm gonna be honest with you. All they do is, this is what they do with Africans. They go to the most impoverished areas. This is a smart play if you want to keep a docile group of people. See, this is what they're doing. This is to the African person who really thinks that, and I know some of them really believe that they come get you because you're special. No, they don't. I've heard them say this themselves. I've seen studies. I've seen lectures talk about this. They come get you for one specific reason. They come get you because you're in an economic situation. I heart you back. Join that club, boo. I appreciate you. Hit the Cash App, $ 300 radio. But they go get Africans because of this. They hit it because you're in an impoverished situation. So what they do the East Indians the same way. Them H-1B1 visas, they go get them because they're in an impoverished situation. They bring you over here. Now, remember, the slums of America is nothing like the slums of where these people are coming from. So that's first things first. So they always do that. They bring them over here and they do that. And then they tell them this, hey, don't get away from those black Americans. They're not like you. You're better. And then they allow you to go to school, and then they come off and they speak a little different. And what they don't realize is that, no, you're not better. They're using you to replace those people. And see, and in the white T people's mind, they're believing just because a dark skin nigga's a dark skin, it's the same thing as black American. No. Look, there's a different thing. Look, let me say this. I don't mean to say this, then I'm gonna get out of here for today. I'm gonna get out. But let's just be honest, man. There's a difference when it comes to black folks. And there's black women and black men. I always big up black men in this situation. I say, ain't nothing like a black man when he needs to be funny. Eddie Murphy, there's no Eddie Murphy from Africa that I've seen yet. There's nobody. There's no Will Smith. There's no Denzel Washington from over there. But I always big them up. But let's go to the women. I'll give you one simplistic one. People don't always love her, but I think she a hoot. Keke Palmer. I give you no Keke Palmer slander. Now, I've heard some things that she said that I don't always agree with, but that girl's got a little younger age on her than me, so I have no issues with her. But the personality that woman brings to any situation, if there is a dead space in the room, Keke said, no, I got this, I'll take care of it. Only black Americans do that with such class, such grace, and do it in a way that is so different that no one else can do. Now, they'll try to demonize, oh, Keke too good. No. They want to be her. She's oozing with personality. See, they don't get those people anymore. She's like a rare breed now to get on TV. See, they like to let one through. Like Michael B. Jordan is like one Negro from America that still popular is Michael B. Jordan. Everybody else is foreign, right? Well, Keke Palmer is like the girl that they let for Americans get through, and she's good. I'm not knocking her at all. But if there's Keke Palmer that's acting like that, and then but we're missing the black man who, just by the way he smiles, by the way he interacts in that scene, when you hear 5-10 years later, he was in this movie scene and he did the most amazing scene that everybody loves, and it was the most classic scene in the movie, and you realize it was all improv. When you hear, when you hear that Will Smith is not written in the scene to have that scene talking about Ben Vereen being his daddy with Uncle Phil, when this is all improv, when this man just tapped the fuck in, that is black American energy at its best right there. When you say that right there, Uncle Phil said it himself. He said, I had to whisper in that nigga ear. Nigga, that's acting. Why? Because that is what's missing. Your movies are bland because we are not in them anymore. Can you imagine what Beverly Hills Cops would have been like if they wouldn't get Ofi Ufutulie to play it? It's not going to be Beverly Hills Cop anymore. Can you imagine if we get Bad Boys and you don't get Will and Martin to play these two roles at this point? What is it going to be? Get it even better. They gonna fuck it up because it's gonna happen. When they do the remake of Set It Off and half the women are British and they come here, Don't think you getting set it off with the women that you got before. And even though Jada craziest cat, with love. But even our craziness, we see what we get when you put Black American people together on the stage. They don't want that no more because they can't compete with it. That ain't just in the movie industry. If you look at the music industry, we don't get artists that have 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 albums anymore because they can't compete. And then too, when I think about the black men, I did a whole episode like 3 weeks ago about black kids today. We don't have stars being produced anymore because they running for their fucking life, because they have Cheeto diets, because they're not in the environment where boys back in the day, when you see the Temptation movie, they were 15. Yo, you gotta do these moves. That's what they out there doing. That's fun to them. They're in war zones that they say now. They got water boys. They can't eat. They mom and they gotta help pay bills. They own ADHD medication. How are you going to produce greatness on ADHD, this medication? You can't produce greatness on that. They can't think. So if you want to know why the world feels bland, do you want to know why when you go out to the movies, it ain't the same no more? When you go out to the club, it ain't the same no more. When you go out to brunch, I'm in Atlanta, that's all they do, they brunch. The brunches ain't at the same no more. We ain't around. Atlanta is foreign central now. When I got to Atlanta, I showed up in this bitch a decade and a half ago, a little over. I love TikTok Shop. I came from North Carolina when I crossed through them borders and I saw everywhere I went, from the bank to Walmart to the grocery store, everywhere you went, cops, everything you see, knuckles, everywhere. I said, oh my God, this is Black Mecca. None of that is here anymore. Naturally, you in Atlanta, you can speak for me. You know what I'm saying. These people, we're not around anymore. We are being pushed out of every facet of all of life is what Black America is getting pushed to. Ask me how I know. You want to know how I know? I can show you even in the educational world. Medical school are prioritizing non-Black American people at a 70% clip. Not my words, they dropped from one of them major article companies. Why don't you want black people no more? Let's go deeper. Why do you have an African initiative in the NBA and the NFL to go find African talent, and you no longer are tapping into the local basketball courts? No, you're terrorizing these kids in those neighborhoods and going overseas. That's why basketball ain't the same no more. I'll be honest, I don't even watch it like I used to. I'm an occasional watcher now. We're so international with everything. I'm so sick and tired of everywhere I go, I gotta say a different language everywhere I go. They have allowed these people to remove us completely. School systems, everywhere that you go, black people are in hiding. And then when they do pull out, and it doesn't make sense, and people say, you're exaggerating, then I am not exaggerating. You cannot tell me that there are 50 million Black American people and less than 3 million foreign black people, but they make up majority of what we see on TV today. That it means it's on purpose. Otherwise, we are a statistical anomaly. Every day I have to sit here and watch us get replaced. Every day I gotta sit here and watch. Every day I have to sit here and I only have to guess. I guarantee he's married to a white woman. I guarantee that he's gay. Guaranteed this. And every time, bing, young, bing, 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 over and over and over again. All this stuff is on real. And then, again, if I was a big time person other than a YouTubian struggle streamer, I'll take that, Doc Dubois. Even though I'm a YouTubian struggle streamer, even though I'm nobody, I can promise you this, they will never put me in front of anybody of any relevancy. They're not gonna put me in front of a president. They're not gonna put me in front of a president. We gotta ask some real questions. And one thing, and see, I know they're not gonna do that because when you do that, when you do the type of question, they're just gonna, look, I just gonna tell people like that. If I ever popped off anyway, I don't even want that type of love, because if I ever popped off, all that's gonna happen is they're gonna put somebody on me and say, some woman at Starbucks, I slapped her or something. I don't know, then I'm going to prison. I don't know. You know how these people do. But anyways, I just want us to know this at this point. My whole platform, the whole thing that I'm here to talk about, the only thing that I'm going to talk about day in, day out, is all I'm going to say is this. I'm a black family advocate. I want black people to thrive. I want black people to stop just taking the BS that is told to us every day, because they tell us a line, they feed us game every day. If you stop and say to yourself, do you not feel the gain that you get every day? Because it's gain. I'm gonna use an example of a relationship and then I'll get out of here for the day. Remember you're in a relationship and your husband or your boyfriend, hey, baby, I'm gonna change. I'm gonna do better. I'm gonna do better. I ain't gonna play PlayStation every day. She go to work all day long and then he come home and he act like he on the phone with a job or something, and then you touch the PlayStation and it's still warm because he just got off it. Well, eventually, after you've drunk your cucumber water, as I say, and did your Pilates class, and you start watching those fitness videos on Instagram, and so and then you say, I'm getting my life together, and then you made that trip to Bali with you and your girlfriend. You remember that life-changing trip to Bali, and then when y'all went to Greece and you did that picture with that flowing thing, you said, girl, and their girlfriend told you, girl, you don't need that nigga no more. Sound like you probably didn't, because a lot of times he was taking you for granted at that moment. Now, I'm not trying, this is not me caping for sisters, I'm saying in that situation. This is not every person's situation. Most of the time that ain't the situation. There's somewhere in between. But y'all know that situation right there. Y'all are told that, and eventually women do it. You know how I know women eventually get tired of it and move on? Because 90% of divorces come from the female side. Well, to my sisters and to my brothers, I need for us to do that with every group of people that we come in contact with. Because they have told us at every turn what they think of us, how they're gonna treat us, and all we keep doing is saying, maybe it'll get better one day. Maybe if I explain it to them like this, because I hear these pundits on there, you mean to tell me about you feel this way when these people have no conscience? You can't appeal to their humanity because they don't have none for you. They damn near don't have none for their own self. So I just think for black people at this point, understand that your emotions and you trying to convey them, like in a relationship, you tried to do him. You told Darnell, I can't get it. You told Darnell, I need you to change, Darnell. I'm changing, Darnell. I'm reading books, Darnell. Darnell, you know they say right here if you drink water. So she tried to bring you up, Darnell. You didn't want to go. So since you didn't want to go, you had to move on. I need black folks to be there. Now, this is the reason why I say it, and I use this analogy. The reason why I use that analogy is because I know, sister, you still love Darnell. God, when you see him and he's starting to do a little bit, you say, black ass doing better now, I ain't with him to get off his ass. You see him, you still care for him. There's nights that you get drunk and you call, you send that, hey, big head text. You call him, you do it. But at the end of the day, when you're sober-minded and you've been drinking your cucumber water, and right after hot Pilates classes, hot yoga, that's what I was saying. After hot yoga, you come in and say, girl, I don't need that energy. That energy is dead. I've been going to therapy. And when you get out of that, eventually you wean yourself off of Darnell. You say, Darnell, you know what? You need to go be a headache for someone else. I can't deal with you no more. That's what you do. Well, we need to do that with their culture. I know some of you love them. Oh man, they have the best of everything. They have own cotton and what's some of the stores in the mall that nobody ever goes into, but they be in their own cotton, and I know they have some of the best. You go in their places, their thread counts on their sheets are amazing. I go to 5-star resorts, I see them. These people live amazing. And you thinking if you in their company, they will accept you. It ain't about that. You need to build your own. You need to get away from them people, and you need to take a lower thread count. You need to go and you need to go build your own little resort. They're gonna have some thread counts. Get away from them. I know it's gonna be hard. I know for the brother who got a little bit of wealth, and them white tee girls, remember, they always say this. I heard a white tee woman say this, and this was the most lethal I ever heard her say about her own people. She said, we got a 0 birth rate because of this. She said, because women love to swallow and men like to do it to each other. I was like, whoa. Not my words. Okay. And so I know, brother, that woman that's used to doing that, you know she just love to do it. I know you're going to be hard to get that up. I know you ain't going to get it. But I'm telling you, she's a detriment to you. It's like crack cocaine. I heard Michael Collier, the comedian, say it one time. Michael Collier said he was on that thing in the 80s. He said, he loved it. He said, to this day, I love it. I love the honesty. He was like, no. He said, the feeling you get in there is amazing. He said, my life was falling apart. I had to get off of it. But he was like, to this day, I still miss it. So if you're going to be a coon and you need to have that white girl, you can miss her. Like me, I don't eat dairy anymore like that, right? But I used to love some mac and cheese and shit like that. I did. But I can miss it from afar. That's what you got to do. You can't stay on it. Sometimes things that you love don't love you back. You got to get off. It's unhealthy for you. So black society, we need to move on from these people. They're unhealthy for us. Now, I'm not saying you can't do business with them. I'm not saying you should be attacking them. I'm not saying anything. To the person who's going to say that I am violent towards them and I'm this, no. I am a product of what Malcolm X said out of his own mouth. Malcolm did not say, they labeled this man violent because he said a defense of his people. I defend myself. I do not have ill will towards these people to the point where I want to be violent towards them. But I want to do, in actuality, what you preach to me, but you have no real desire for me, and that is to do for self. That is for us to have a high racial self-esteem. That is for us to want to be together, to be around each other, who thrive, who when it's time to go to college, we have real institutions that we fund. I would fund it. I tell people all the time, if it's 50 million black people in America, I will give up my $1 a month, my $12 a year, if it will go to a pool of black money that we could do to build our own school system, to build our own land, whatever you need to do. I would run the risk of my $12 a year happening if we really wanted to do this. That's almost that's over $500 million a year. See, when people start talking about building and doing things like this, everybody always, oh, we're gonna steal from China. Hey, if we can come up with a system to try to be foolproof, to come up with a foolproof plan where nobody gets robbed as much as we can, I get it. Some niggas are still gonna try to do it. I get it. Happens all the time. That doesn't mean you shouldn't start. See, that's an excuse at this point. Oh, you doing something? I understand that. I understand someone's gonna try to. When we catch them, we make sure there's consequences and rules for people who cross that line. But it's gonna happen. Go tell the Haitian people, man, you know ain't no need to even try to get out of this bondage, because if we try to get out of this bondage, you know we're gonna have some tailcoats. They had some coons. They had some people cross the line. They dealt with them. We are not violent with people when we say we want to build for ourselves. Don't let them project that onto you. I have not once in this time said anything about being violent towards anybody, but enough is enough of you giving me game about attacking my culture and think it's okay and I'm gonna go along with it. If a person wants to put their ass online and start talking, denigrating about black folks, if it ain't got nothing to do, I classic example. If you ain't black American, this is why I love the delineation movement so much. Because I know if I need someone to come out and say something negative about black people, even if they don't believe it, it's easy to get a nigga who afraid to go home across the water back to a slum that he don't want to be to, than it's to pick a person who says, that's my cousin you trying to get me to talk about. That's like my uncle you trying to get me to talk about. It's easier to get it done. You want to know how I know it? That's why you're getting flooded with them now. That's why you don't have no people like Jim Brown. I know he lost his mind and got older, but you get what I'm saying? That's why you don't get no Muhammad Ali's. The closest we've gotten in this era to this day, Jay-Z set his monkey ass up on that stage and tried to denigrate, and that's Colin Kaepernick. That man gave up his career for black people. Do I agree with everything that Colin Kaepernick did? No. I wouldn't have did half of the shit he did. I wouldn't have tried to beg to get back in the league, none of that stuff. But that does not negate that when they said, why are you doing this? He stood on his square and they took his career. I'm not denigrating. When black people get to a point when you realize that that's the time when we don't always have to be on the same road, but we going to the same place. Roland ain't going where we going. Roland keeps telling you he going with you somewhere. Roland Martin is keeping you in one spot. That's where you going. That road is always gonna end on the Democratic plantation. That's where you're going, we're back. Just like From, the TV show From. You're gonna end your ass right back up at the plantation. It don't even matter if Jay-Z have Asian. My thing is just like this. I said this the other day too. You cannot tell black people that, black people, just know this, there are actually people in current day who actually give a fuck about you. See, what they love, white people always do this. They will tell you about the person from the past. They can't do nothing about it no more. Like right now, ain't they building a Marcus Garvey movie? And you know, they did a Fred Hampton movie, they did a Malcolm movie. They're always doing movies to the people at the same time they told you back then were enemies. They all need to go to jail. They ain't good for you. They don't like you. These people are harmful. Remember, what's the name's a communist? They tell you all that stuff at that time, and then 30 years later, oh, he cool. He was cool. He loved us. And we love him too. 15, 20 years from now, Colin Kaepernick will be glorified. His big ass afro is gonna be on t-shirts and it's gonna be widely accepted. Why? Because he can't do nothing about it anymore. Black people, there are people today who actually love you. And you wanna know who love you? The people who say the same thing over and over again and don't move from that spot. For the people who come in here and they listen to me speak from the Scott Free Morning Show, I am consistent as fuck when I speak. I do not waver. I am not moving. And when I say I'm not wavering, I'm not moving, it only means this. If it's a detriment to my people, or if it sounds like an excuse, we can't handle that. We can't have it. So again, I said a few months ago, or a few weeks ago, they was on that whole redistricting. Now I'm gonna tell y'all something now. I always tell you this. Listen to me, people. Remember just a month or two ago, the redistricting was everything in their mama that we need to be talking about. Why they ain't talking about it no more? You wanna know why? Because it was just a news cycle conversation. Because when you pull back the layers, all of the districts that were nickel districts, shouldn't they have been thriving? Shouldn't they have been the place to be? Shouldn't black people be saying, I need to move to Sheila Jackson Lee's area because she's a black woman and no, you go to those areas, they're impoverished with niggas. So what are we fighting for? I'm fighting to still lose? No, CDC, NAACP, all these people full of non-black Americans, and all that they're here to do is to keep you in your same spot. Go on the NAACP Twitter page. Go on the Black Caucus's Twitter page. What you ain't gonna see is anything tangibly getting done for black people. If this whole organization's whole funding, whole purpose is to get shit done for black people, why isn't there anything? Shouldn't there be a newsletter to go out at the end of the year of all the things that we've gotten done as a collective? It doesn't make any sense at all. But for some reason, we sit back and we let them just keep feeding us game. They feed us game, they feed us game. I'm just at the point now, I don't want to go for the game no more. Last thing I'll say about this, Angela Rye, she stood up for Andrew Gillum. I want to tell her so bad, and I don't really care for them people, because they be feeding it in Boule people. Don't ever go with a Boule person. They just be lying. That's from Jamel Hill all the way to Angela Rye, and all in between. But when she got up there, she was mad because people picking at Andrew Gillum. Andrew Gillum was fed to black people as being a loving family man who loved his family, who was about black folks. To find out all he is unfortunately, I have to speak nicely, allegedly, a person who's on that thing, and he likes to get boy love. None of this should be true. Tell me, why was they feeding this to her? You want to know why we got Andrew Gillum? He didn't fool them people up there. You do know politicians vet, more vet. And when you do sneak through, they remove you. I'll give you an example. Go find out Kwame Kilpatrick in Detroit. Go get Marion Barry. Marion Barry, oh, he's a crackhead. Okay, the crackhead who make niggas rich. So why I got a problem with him? That's his own problem. Whatever he doing his leisurely time is his business. Ask them people in D.C., do they love Marion Barry? Because I would. So I don't have a problem with politicians who get work done. You ain't gonna come up to me and just say it. Andrew Gillum was ready to be in front of you saying shit. The same way your president stood in front of you saying shit. Obama stood in front of these people and just saying stuff to us, just telling us with things that we wanted to hear. And until he got out of office, and then you saw all his true colors. And I digress, because y'all know black folks still love Obama. And I don't want to crush your dream, but it's just, everything's a game. Remember that. But anyways, I digress. Anyways, for people who don't know, what we do over here, again, let me tell you a little bit about the channel so you'll know it, so I can probably get you to come back next week. We do this Monday through Friday unless something happens, and I always try to alert you if we're not going to have a show. But when we have a show, it pretty much goes like this. We pick a topic and we just go, because so much stuff happened to black folks. But some days, most days, I like to get to tangibles. I'm on a rant today. But I like to get to tangible solutions to things that we can go through, because we need to start fixing stuff ourselves, because this world is crashing down. They've already told us 2030 is coming. They have told us over and over again, it's coming. And every time they tell us something's coming, remember they told us in 1990, I said this yesterday, hold on, I got a puzzle. They told us in 1990 that the camera phone was coming. We said, that's crazy. Camera phone here. They told you the housing market was gonna bust. It's crazy. It happened. They told you 2030 is coming. They said you will own nothing and be happy about it. It's happening. So since it's happening, black folks, for once, let's not be reactive, let's be proactive. Meaning Let's see what we can get done collective now. And I don't want to open up a mall with black folks so we can sell each other goods that we just bought from Asians. We need infrastructure now. See, the difference between LDOT and other people, see, this is how I know when a person really loves you. We start talking like real tangible shit. Meaning, no, we don't need the mall stores. I did the mall store. I had one myself. I did the whole route. But if we're building as a collective, that's not the way that you start. We have to start as a collective building infrastructure, meaning we have to own something as a collective. By owning something as a collective, what we get to do from that then, we get to build and do things in that nature. But then we have to be on purpose, meaning we have to pick each other on purpose. We have to mean to do business with each other on purpose. Means, yes, brothers and sisters, two-part. Let me say two-part because I don't want to absolve the person who does it. Nigga, if you gon' get in business, take it serious. And if you can't take it serious, wait till you can. So let me chastise them first. But then there's a black person who has to do business with the baby who's in business. You also have to have a level of patience to know you're dealing with something who has not been doing this that long. We are very impatient with our own people and we're looking for an excuse not to do business with ourselves. So I just want to do this. I want us to get to a point now where we understand if we could give up $1 a month, $50 million can go into the culture. I said this before and people don't understand what that means. Do you know that they said what the amount of money black people spent on the first Black Panther? That opening weekend of Black Panther alone would have funded a school system nationwide for black people for I think they said for 10 years. What? So you mean to tell me with my $1, if I could get all 50 million of us and to give up $1 a month, $12 a year, we could literally build a whole infrastructure of another nation inside this nation if you wanted to go that route. See, remember, we are the 16th largest economy in the world. Do you know we are larger? Black America has more wealth flowing through our culture than some of the nations y'all be going to, like France, to hang out. Ooh, we going to France shit. Their economy worse than ours. We have the money. They just take it. They siphoning it off of us, and we're not getting any of it. But anyways, I digress. I know how it goes. Anyways, again, the channel, we like to do this. On the channel, eventually what I'm trying to get the Scott Free Morning Show again is that if you guys remember the Steve Harvey Morning Show, if you remember the Ricky Smiley Show, eventually the Scott Free Morning Show is trying to get to a point when the website is back up to where we just do it all morning long. We give you a day. We have multiple shows that we have. Like I said, I have a wrestling podcast I'm doing. I have multiple podcasts we got coming. We have music that we do. And at the end of every show in the Scott Free Morning Show, my regulars know I play a little bit of music that is foundational Black American music. And we play that to end out the show. If you have never followed the channel, I definitely beg of you, follow the channel. I promise you, you don't have to come every week, but you're going to want to be every day. We really get down. We have fun too. It's a lot. It can get serious at times, but we have a lot of fun too. I think I can contest to that. But I appreciate all the love of the people who do show up. And let me get the song queued up too. I'm doing all the goddamn talking. And like I said, sometimes I do come back in the evenings and I try to come back and do it again. But we stream here and we stream on a platform called 300 Radio. 300 Radio will be the platform. You guys will be able to download the app. We have music, shows, movies, all kinds of things. It's just going to be a hub for black people. You'll be able to have it right there on your phone. It costs you nothing to get on it at all. I won't charge you for anything for it. I just want to create an environment for my people to be able to come to and to get real information. Again, this website that we're putting up here, this is an independent source. We won't be on anybody's server. This is us. The internet goes down, we'll still be up. So it just is what it is. But let me play something. Matter of fact, I'm gonna play two songs. I'm gonna start it since I want to show so much to the people. I'm gonna play. Let's do it this way. I'll do it this way. I'm gonna play some music for you guys. First time here. Hang around if you like what you hear. Definitely hit the follow button. Definitely go over to 300 Radio and the #1 on YouTube. Follow the channel. Help a brother's channel grow. I really appreciate it. It helps grow the channel. And if you want to support the channel, go to Cash App. 300. Hold on. I gotta say like Umar. Hit the Cash App. Bad black family. Hit the Cash App. My black people. $ 300 Radio. You'll see a heart and 300 Radio underneath it. I appreciate all the love. Anyways, let me get this pulled up. Again, guys, the show is all about you guys. I'll see you guys next week. Tomorrow, all right? I'll holler back. Peace.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Dear little man, I'm writing from the smoke. From a world that can be cruel, but I learned how to cope. Black skin, big dreams, same sun, different rain. They'll try to name your pain, son, don't wear that chain. Stand tall, even when they look away. Learn the code, but don't let the code make you stray. Hands up for your peace, head up for your crown. Be the calm in the storm when the whole room clowns. I won't lie, the road can be rough, but your heart is your shield when the world gets tough. Be proud of your face, your name, your stride. I'll teach you how to rise and still keep your light. And when the night is long, hear my voice in your bones. You come from love, not fear. You're never walking alone. My son, keep your head held high. My son, keep that fire alive. When the world feels cold, let your truth stay strong. Oh, my son, you were built to belong. Yeah. Love the women who walk with respect. A good heart first in the words you select. Don't chase a body like it's something to own. Honor me, seeing the soul, not a trophy of bones. Set your line, keep your peace intact. If it breaks your spirit, baby, step back. Love ain't pressure, love ain't pride. Love is two good hearts with nothing to hide. So learn the word, no, and learn the word, stay. Know your worth when a pretty face looks your way. Be tender, be honest, be clear, be true. The man I'm raising starts with how you move. And if desire gets loud, let your conscience be heard. A real man guards a heart and keeps his promises earned. Keep your head held high. My son, keep that fire alive. When the world feels cold, let your truth stay strong. My son, yeah. You are built to belong. Find your purpose, but don't skip the joy. Play in the yard, laugh hard, be a boy. Family around you, a table with plates. Old stories, new dreams, and room for mistakes. Grow into your best, but don't rush the bloom. Every step got room, every room got room. Build something solid with your hands in your name. Then dance in the kitchen like you're winning the game. I want you grounded, but I want you free. To love this life like it's loving you back. See, so take the road, but take the time to be a good man and still feel alive. If I'm not there when the thunder rolls, look for me in the way you hold your soul, in your laugh, in your work, in the way you care. I'll be there, I'll be there. My son, keep your head held high. My son, yeah. Keep that fire alive. When the world feels cold, let your truth stay strong. My son, you are built to belong. My son, keep your head held high. My son, keep that fire alive. When the world feels cold, let your truth stay strong. My son, you are built to belong. Your keys on the table, coat on the floor. We've been throwing sharp words like we want a war. You lean in the doorway, eyes tight, still proud. Silence like a thunder, beating way too loud. But you don't turn away, you just cross this room. All that distance between us falls out of you. Call a truce on my skin. Let your hand say it first. Every kiss on my neck keeps rewriting the hurt. We don't need every answer, we don't know every word. Call the truth on my skin, let the bad things blur. breath on my shoulder, that tremble you hide, every shiver confession running down my spine. Fingers trace the fault line where we came apart. You're talking and touching straight into my heart. You pull off my defense like you pull off my shirt. All that armor between us falling in the dirt. Yeah, call it truce on my skin. Let your hand say it first. Every kiss on my neck is rewriting the hurt. We don't need every answer, we don't know every word. Call the truth on my skin, let the bad things blur. Yeah, say you're sorry on my lips. Slow, let me promise on your hips. Closer than before. We've been breaking all night, now we're breathing in sync. Every sigh, every bite pulls us back from the brink. Call the truth on my skin. Let your hand say it first. Every kiss on my neck is rewriting the hurt. Leave the anger in the hallway, leave the pride at the door. Call the truth on my skin to a stranger. Stay right here on my chest till the storm runs out. We can heal in the hush, never say it out loud. Call the truth on my skin, just your body and mind. Making peace in the dark till the fault lines align. From the drum to the drum line, yeah. From the field to the front line, yeah. From the block to the bright sky, yeah. We the reason the world feels alive. Yeah, grandma hands grease on the stove. Church fans swinging testimonies in the rows. Uncle at the grill, secret in the smoke. Turn the scrap to a feast, that's the way we go. Turn pain into paint on the south side wall. Turn scraps into style, watch the world copy y'all. We the slang, we the step, we the soul in the talk. Whole globe on the move, how we walk. From the Geechee tie to the river red clay, we the one turn a hard time into a holiday. Take change, make change, now they hang on our neck. Took the weight of this place, turned it into respect. We the heartbeat of the world, can you feel that? Every rhythm, every move, yeah, we built it. From the field to the stage, we survive, we amazed. Foundational, generational, we the base. We the heartbeat of the world, say it out loud. Every color in the culture came from this ground. From the pain to the grave, from the root to the ground. Foundational, generational, hold it down. Hold it down. Banjo drum hum of a midnight train. Out there came blues, gospel soul in the rain. Out there came swing, then the groove, then the break. Now the whole earth rocking to the sound we made. Granddaddy car with the chrome so clean. Sunday drive, whole fam in a sunbeam. We flip struggle to a strut, turn sorrow to a song. We feel stronger just by singing along. From the city, smarches, fists in the air to the fresh fade line in your nephew hair. From the HBCU band at the game to the aunties hitting styles that they never can name. We the sauce in the speed, recipes in the pipe. We the dance, we the chant, we the cold dead vibe. But they can't take root, they don't know that soul. Where the pearls still bloom from the blood and toil. We the heartbeat of the world. Can you feel that? From every move, yeah, we feel. From the field to the stage, we survive, we amazed. Foundational, generational, we the base. We the heartbeat of the world, say it out loud. Every color in the culture came from this dark.
We the spark in the storm.
Turn a tear to a trend.
Turn the scar to a form.
Every step,
Every slide,
that's a story. Every slang,
every side.
that's the glory. They can change, they can trace, they can study our way, but the soul of this thing stay in FBA.
We the heartbeat of the world. Every rhythm, every move.
From the field to the stage, we survive, we amaze.
Now national, generational, we the best. We the heartbeat of the world.
Say it out loud.
The color in the culture came from this ground.
From the pain to the grace, from the root to the crown.
Now national, generational,
Hold it down.
hold it down, down.
Foundational, generational, hold it down.
Hold it down, down.
Hold it down.
Now national, generational,
Hold it down.
we the heartbeat of the world.
Hold it down. Yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. FBA, that's the way. Hey, yeah, clean walk, head high. Whole room feel that glide. FBA with the stride. Got the calm, that pride. Fresh cut, fresh frame. Never chase, no the game. Speak slow, move sharp. Making room when I step into place. Go green, steady gaze. Truth talk, no fake phase. Real love from the queens, cause they see how I carry my days. Stack wins, locked in. Storm come, I don't bend. Built from the heat, still cool. That's the kind of man that don't pretend. You can see it when I enter. That quiet kind of power. Every move a little cleaner. Every night a little louder. Yeah, yeah. FBA, that's the way. FBA, that's suave. I walk in, they look twice. Cause I got that FBA sauce. FBA, that's the way. FBA, that's suave. Real ones know the whole room shift. When I step with that FBA sauce. Tailor fit, then I'm crisp. Sun on skin, wrist lit. No need to holler too hard, my presence do a lot of the lift. Mama taught poison grace. Papa taught stand my ground. I can laugh, I can lead. Keep it cool when the pressure come round. Girl say, boy, you smooth. When the baseline hit, I don't move. Just that same unbothered look, like I already knew I would. Win the room, from the block to the boardroom. Same soul, same code. Black American man, carry history in the clean ass code. When I enter, that quiet kind of power. Every move a little cleaner. Every night a little louder. FBA, that's the way. FBA, that's suave. I walk in, they look twice. Cause I got that FBA sauce. FBA, that's the way. FBA, that's suave. Real ones know the whole room shift. When I step with that FBA sauce. I ain't tryna outshine nobody, I'm just shining where I stand. Black American man, I was built to hold my own with a steady hand. Soft voice, hard-earned shine. Love deep, move right. When I show up, it's respect, and that love stay bright. FBA, that's the way. FBA, that's suave. I walk in, they look twice. Cause I got that FBA sauce. FBA, that's the way. FBA, that's suave. Real ones know the whole room shift. When I step with that FBA sauce. FBA sauce. FBA sauce. Curve in your neck, yeah. Like a coffee cup, I wanna hold it in my hands. to hear you slowly as I wake up. You're alive in my kitchen, like a radio at dawn. Little crackle, little comfort, every song I grew up on. You remind me of everything I never looked at twice till I saw it on you. Doorways, daylight, quiet rooms, you remind me how simple things can feel brand new. Every corner, every shadow too. You remind me. You remind me. You walk down my hallway like Sunday down the aisle. Every step a soft confession, every glance a hidden smile. The line of your back, like pages in a book. I'm reading with my fingertips, every crease, every